Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're having an awesome day. If you happen to learn anything from today's video or you just like it, make sure you throw a like or a thumbs up on this video, and make sure you subscribe to stay in touch with weekly Pokemon market updates, Pokemon investing, and collecting tips and advice. So, today is going to be a little different. It's not really going to pertain to the the market, I guess. It's not going to pertain to pricing or anything like that. It's just going to be my experience. So today was the first day I waited in a line for a Pokemon release in store. And we're going to talk about the Mega Evolutions drops so far online as well. So let's just go over everything from the top. So right now, I guess we'll start with the pre-order for Mega Evolutions because that was the first thing to happen. So the pre-order for Mega Evolutions, it actually went very, very well for me. I was able to get a couple ETBs, the Pokemon Center ones, and a booster box as well, the enhanced one. And I got all this stuff from the Pokemon Center website. Whenever it comes to your Best Buys, your Targets, your Walmarts, I basically stood no chance online as a manual user. Now, I'm sure if you were to ask somebody who runs a bot, they might have a completely different experience. But as a manual user, this is everything that I'm experiencing, and I'm sure you're experiencing as well. But the Mega Evolutions drop on the Pokemon Center website didn't have the craziest security in the world, not compared to Phantasmal Flames that most recently released. That one was rough, but we'll get to that. The Mega Evolutions base set drop was not too bad for me personally. I was able to get through on a regular account that I use, my main Pokemon account, and I do have a side account, but we're not going to. I'll just get into it. But if you don't know, if you have another address and another card that you can use, you can make another account or you can do guest checkout, and that will basically bypass the limit per customer rule that they have. So I use my mom's address and another card to get another item, so I can have one to open and one to sell, or one to keep and one to open, that whole thing. Collecting, there's a whole thing to it. But the Mega Evolutions drop wasn't too bad for me personally. I know some people weren't able to get some things, but I know that the ETBs were in stock for quite a while. I think it was like 4 or 5 hours or so. So there was definitely an opportunity to get through the line. Even if you got Air 17 or something like that, you would still have a pretty good chance to get something. Now, the most recent thing I experienced was in store. The Mega Evolutions set dropped today officially. In stores, my targets were all empty. I don't even think they got a restock or an initial stock in of those, so we'll probably see that next week at my personal local Target. They only had Journey Together packs and battle decks, which I grabbed a couple Journey Together packs because I haven't opened anything in a hot minute. Besides whatever's coming in the mail, I barely see anything out in the open, out in the wild. The next places I went to were Walmart. I went to the first Walmart, which is before I go to work, and completely dead, completely dry. I could tell that they restocked either the day before or earlier that day because the sports and all that, the Yu-Gi-Oh, those were completely filled. They had the sticker pricing changes for the Magic the Gathering Spider-Man stuff. So little things like that you could tell if they recently restocked or came by and fixed some things up. But I went to another Walmart during my lunch break, and oh my goodness, let me tell you, the scalper demographic is definitely real. There is a stereotype, and these people do fit the description to a T. I'm talking graphic t shirt, I'm talking big old glasses, I'm talking a baseball hat, I'm talking should probably take care of themselves a little bit better, hygiene wise. But yeah, the scalper stereotype is definitely real. I personally experienced it. I always give people the benefit of the doubt, but man, oh man, is was it so real and so apparent today. But I walk into Walmart, I notice that there is MJ Holdings boxes being unloaded, and I look around and I see one person in line, and I think, oh, that's it. But little did I know that there was an entire aisle full of people, and I think I was about the seventh or eighth person in line. There were like four people in front of me, and the four people at the very front had shopping carts. Every single one of them had shopping carts, and apparently they restocked the back first because their shopping carts were full of Surging Sparks ETBs, Crown Zenith collection boxes, and of course they have their shopping carts because, why not just be as obnoxious and space consuming as possible whenever you're trying to get everything on the shelf. So it takes probably about an hour and a half for the restock lady to restock the shelves and finish what she is doing. We get the go ahead to go collect whatever we want on the shelf. And the first four people with those shopping carts grab every single display. They don't grab packs from the displays, they don't grab mini tins from the displays. They do not grab the blisters from the displays. They just grab the entire display itself, throw it right in their shopping carts. I watched somebody grab the Magic the Gathering Spider Man's collection boxes. He ran from the back of the line. He was the last person in line. Ran to the front with his shopping cart and grabbed arms full of these collection boxes. Arms full. Was just throwing them in. Like, who cares about the condition? Who cares about how nice and delicate we put them in there? As long as I throw them in my cart with full force and sell them on Whatnot, who cares? Right, right. That's how we do it nowadays. But that was my personal experience. There was one, I would not consider them nice or generous because they grabbed an entire display, but they handed out two blister packs of Mega Evolutions to me. Woohoo. I appreciate that. Sure, whatever. I don't want to say the words I want to say. There's no generosity, there's no kindness in any of this, in my personal opinion, because all I see is greed, extreme greed. But that was my personal experience in store for the Mega Evolutions, and here we go to the next set that is coming out for Mega Evolutions. That whole, I don't even know what it is, subset, and that is Era. Their era, sure, we'll go with the era, the Mega Evolutions era. And that is Phantasmal Flames. Holy, holy, I was prepared every single day that Pokemon Center security went up. I was right at my computer, I was right at my phone, I was wherever I could be to get into the queue. And holy, whenever it actually happened, after many, many fake outs, I get through the queue within the first 10 minutes on my phone and on my desktop. On my phone, I go for the ETBs. I hit the card information, the shipping information, and I go straight to checkout. I do it very slow. I made a video on how to check out on the Pokemon Center website pretty accurately all the time. And I got Air 17 as soon as I hit the checkout button. So I thought, it's a pre order, whatever. I'm sure that they're still going to be in stock for a while. I airplane mode on my phone to reset my IP address, go right back in on the queue, and I get through again. But before I get through again on mobile, I'm going to say that I was through on desktop as well. And I copped a booster box at first. And then I was like, I'm just not going to get everything in one big swoop. So I got the booster box, checked it out, no problems. And then I go to cart the ETBs and I get Air 17 on desktop. No way for me to change my IP address on that end, so my desktop is dead at this point. Back to my phone, I get through for a second time, And as soon as I get through queue, the ETBs are sold out. And the booster box is sold out before the ETBs at this point. So right now the booster boxes and the ETBs are sold out, and I am through queue again on the second time for mobile. I think the only things left at this point were booster bundles. So out of everything that I could have gotten, I ended up with a booster box and two booster bundles for Phantasmal Flames, which kind of sucks because I really, 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 really wanted an ATB, but the UPCs did pre order, uh, I guess, pre order drop was also very recent, and I was able to get two of those using the uh, mom's address different card method. So, I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but I know how to navigate the website. I was just getting really, really screwed on the ETBs for some reason specifically. I also think that it could be an account issue. Whenever I switched over to a guest account for the booster bundles, I was able to check that out no problem on mobile. So it could be a guest checkout thing. It could be an account thing. It could be um, a card thing. There's just a bunch of different possibilities. It could be the ETBs. It could have just been high security on those. Who knows? But that was my Phantasmal Flames experience. That was my every set online and in store of Mega Evolutions trying to check out experience for retail. So that's pretty much what I went through. Let me know what your guys' experiences are, because for me, it's been pretty hot and pretty cold in different aspects. We'll see how far this goes and how long this big boom really lasts. Thank you guys for watching. If you happen to learn anything, like I said, make sure you throw a like. If you want to stay in touch with updated Pokemon videos, make sure you subscribe. Have a wonderful, fantastic day.